Hey everyone, it's Tina Hogan Grant here again with my Cuppa A Natter. As you all know, if you've been watching this on a Monday evening, it's a live chat. I like to sit down with authors, bring them into my home, and we talk about our books. We talk about what's going on in our lives, what we're working on, and whatever comes to mind. If you can see me, I want you to come on in and say hi so we can say hello. Tonight, Hilary Grossman is joining me. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be with you.
I'm so happy to have you. I'm glad you are here. I've been reading about your books. They look really good. I've added you to my list because you're a new author to me. So I'm excited about getting to know about your books and more about your writing. We have Raina here. Hi, Raina. How's it going? Good to see you. Before we get started, can I ask you to give us just a little background about you and where you're from, if you're married, pets, all that kind of stuff?
Sure. I'm a New York girl. I live on Long Island. I spent most of my time living on a beach, which was the best place to write. I'm married. I've been married for 15 years. I have a cat, Lucy, who I swear is the feline version of me.
Aww.
She has, well, maybe not. Oh, she has my temper. So
you have a temper. Do you have Irish in you?
What?
You have Irish in you? Do you have an Irish temper?
I'm not actually Irish, but I think I have an Irish temper. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I've been writing for about 8 years. I started out blogging, but I haven't blogged in a long time. I wrote my first book, Dangle Carrot, was my real life chick lit story of how I tried to convert a commitment phobic man to a husband.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I didn't have to worry about, giving him any kind of ultimatums or anything. I had everyone in his life do it for me. So it was basically a comedy of errors. And then I started writing fiction. And my most recent series, which is kind of ironic because I don't have children, but my most recent series is, I'm working on the 4th book. It's about Long Island, well, they're New York moms, and it's PTA story. And the stories are so far-fetched that they are hysterical, but they're hysterical because even though they seem far-fetched, they're all true. They happen to all of my friends.
Really? So all of your books are based on real life people or just real life events? Do you like include the characters as your friends too, or is it just the events?
The events. So Go On Girl, which is the first book in the series, my closest friend messaged me one day and she said, if you saw what was happening on my phone right now with Carpool, you could write an entire book about it.
Wow. Now, do your friends comment when they pick up your book and say, that happened to me? Do you tell them ahead of time, I'm going to write this?
All the time. Or I go out to dinner with them and they go, Hilary, wait till you hear the story. You have to put it in a book.
Oh, that's great. So you probably have a list of material for upcoming books.
Oh, I have a list of material.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. I do want to say hi to a few people. Did you hear comments? Were you able to see the comments?
I did.
Okay, and the other thing I meant to ask you before we went live is, do you happen to have some of your books handy to hold up?
I do. Mark, you got me
some. Grab one. I'm gonna scroll down. Go grab one. It's okay. Go on.
I'll make him do it.
Huh?
I'll make him do it.
Make them do it?
My husband.
The family's right there?
What?
Your family's right there?
Yeah, my husband's in the background.
Okay, yeah. Some books. Because I want them to see your covers, and I meant to ask you before we went live to have a book ready so we can hold it up. So I'll let him get that. But let's say hi to a few people. Judy is here, and Crystal is here. She says hello. Karen Wright is here. Teresa from Oregon. Raina says she's from Long Island too.
Ooh, what part?
Raina, Hilary is asking what part, if you can let us know. Virgie is here. Nancy, I love saying hi to these people so they know that we know they're here.
And I like that Nancy has a daughter, Hilary.
Oh, there you go. It's a nice, I like that name. I do. I don't hear that name too often.
It's
Hilary?
very unusual, except growing up, I always came across 3 Hillarys at a time. There were 3 Hillarys on my block, and I worked in a place where there were 3 of us,
Oh, wow.
which is
Okay.
weird,
I
but
have not. I don't know anyone named Hilary. Come to think of it, Bambi is here. She says Merry Christmas,
Merry
and Tina
Christmas.
says she's from Manhasset.
Oh my God, Rena, I work in Manhasset, and I live in Port.
She probably knows your neighborhood.
Yep.
You guys have to hook up. That's fantastic. You got a book?
Got a book. So this is my first book, Dangle Carrot.
That's the first one in a series or standalone?
This is standalone. This is my story.
It's your story based on your life?
Yeah, about the commitment phobic man.
Okay.
And then these are old covers, but this is Plan B and Plan C. This is a series.
So there's 2 books in that series.
2 books in the series.
And what are those about?
Secrets and second chances. So Plan B is about a mother and a daughter who had a terrible, terrible relationship. And the mother falls in love on a cruise, and she meets a man, and she's planning on marrying him. And she enlists her daughter's help to plan her wedding. And as they plan the wedding, all of the secrets and lies come out to be.
And that is a series.
What?
Okay. That's a series. That's book 1.
That's book 1. And then at the wedding, Annabelle, main character, her best friend Cecilia is at the wedding, and the judge who comes to officiate the service is a man from her past.
Ooh.
So that's the series.
Now, is that based on 2 events?
Not really, but it sort of is. So one of my old neighbors, he lost his wife. He was in his 70s, and he met another woman who also lost her significant other, and they fell in love. And they would tell me how they just would spend hours talking about their lives, and that prompted me to think of the story.
Oh, wow.
Because it was just sort of like how they kind of just were able to just talk about everything, and just they saw things differently through each other's eyes.
Oh, okay. And then you have another series.
Then I have my PTA Moms. This is the first book in the series. Go on, girl. I don't know where the camera is.
I love these covers.
Thank you. And I don't have printout copies of the next 2 books. I published them. The first one was in March, right after the pandemic started. And then the second one was in October. And for whatever reason, I just didn't order my own copies.
We'll get there. But they are available on Kindle, correct?
They're available in Kindle, and they're available in print, but I just don't have my own copy.
Okay, gotcha. Are they on Kindle Limited or just?
They're on Kindle. All my books are on Kindle Limited.
Okay, that's what mine are too. I like Kindle Unlimited. I do.
It's great.
I do. But your paperbacks are available everywhere else.
Everywhere else.
Okay. Now with the covers of the latest series, what's the name of the series?
Forest River PTA Moms.
And you have 3 books of those out? 4.
3 books out, and the 4th one will be published in the summer.
Okay, now the covers, we were talking a little bit before we went live. You said that you did a couple of those?
Yeah, I did the new covers for Plan B and Plan C, and I did the covers for the other books in this series. So the other books are Mom Jeans, Mom Boss, and Mom Rules, which is the one that's going to come out in the summer.
Wow. Very nice. I am going to read, if it's okay with you, in a little bit. I want to read the description that Amazon has for the first book, because I like reading the descriptions, and it gives our readers an idea of the book. Let me see 1 second. Judy is here, and Virgie says pretty covers. And also, if you have any questions for Hilary, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Oh, we just lost Hilary. Where did she go? She'll be back. But leave them in the comments, and I can ask Hilary when she pops back in the questions. So hopefully she'll be back real soon. I got to see her before I can add her to the stream. But how's everyone doing? We can chit chat until she gets back. Everyone doing good tonight? Everyone ready for Christmas? I'm going to do my shopping tomorrow. So Tuesday is the day. I have not done a thing for shopping. So I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to start around 1 o'clock after I get done with my work in the morning, and I'm not going to go home until I am done with Christmas shopping. Also, Crystal says yes. Yes, Crystal. I remember we lost. Here she is. Okay, I'm going to bring her back. Hold on 1 second, ladies. There you go. Did you take a break?
I don't know.
This is what happens when we go live.
I need technical support wherever I go.
You did it. You came back in. Crystal was just saying, because I interviewed Crystal. She's an author too. She's also my editor. But same thing happened to her. She just disappeared for a few minutes, and voila, she was back again.
Yeah, I don't know what I hit, and then I lost. I don't know.
But you found the link and you're back, so we're good.
Found the link and I'm back.
Just sit like this with your hands in the lap.
Thanks.
That's the screen. Raina has a question for you. Here, I'll put it up for you. Here we go. Right here. What was the most funny episode of a PTA mom you would like to share with us? That's a good question.
That's a good question. Let's see. There's so many of
them. One that pops right out.
Okay, so one of my friends was invited to her son's classmate's house, and this is in one of the books. And the mother of the classmate literally threw herself on my friend's husband, and in front of her husband said, "I would like to jump your bones."
Whoa. So what did the husband do?
He was mortified, and her husband was mortified too. And my friend and him made a hasty exit out of the house.
Are they still married?
I think they are. Okay. I don't know.
Now that's in the book?
That's in the book.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely read it. Now, would you say these are romantic comedies genre?
They are more just comedies, more like real life comedies. There's really not that much romance in them.
Okay, so just basically comedies?
More comedies. So Mom Jeans is some romance because it's about a divorced mom who enters the dating world again. And, talks about a lot about her initial dates and, getting that back out there and then meeting someone. But the other ones are more just, real life women's fiction as opposed to romance.
Okay. And Judy Morris is asking, Tina, you have an accent. Where are you from? I'm originally from England. So I guess I still have my accent, but I've been here 30 years.
I love your accent.
Right. See, I don't hear it, but I will hear it. Like if I play back this tape, this video, then I hear it. But when I'm talking, I don't hear it at all. But it's funny. My sister can come out every year, except for this year because of COVID. But she comes out and she's spent her whole life in the town we grew up in. She's still there.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes out here and she speaks with a thick Yorkshire accent. And I have a hard time understanding her.
Really?
I do. And she says, there's things in England that they say that it's not the same as here. Like she'll go to a restaurant and she'll order chips. Well, chips in England is French fries.
Right.
And she'll get a bag of chips. You go, what the bloody hell is this? Because she wanted French fries. Like that. And I forget to tell her, oh, wait a minute. No, you ordered the wrong thing. So, but anyway, I was answering Judy's question. Now, you said you've been writing for 8 years.
Yes.
What gave you the inspiration to write? First of all, I'm going to give you a couple questions. And my question, tell me that one first. Why did you decide to write?
I think I always just wanted to write. I was always a huge, huge reader when I was a child. And I had like an idea book where I would just kind of just take stickies and put like ideas in this book of like, one day I'm going to do this. And then I started to write when I was in college. My first book was a mafia story because I love the mob.
Okay.
Cool. And I wrote probably about 80 pages, and then summer came and I stopped writing and I never touched it again. I think I have it someplace. I don't even know. But it was always in the back of my head. And then I read Jen Lancaster's book, Bitter is the New Black. And until that point in time, I didn't know what a blog was. I didn't know what a memoir was. And it totally motivated to stop dreaming and actually start writing.
How to do it.
And I finished that book and I started my blog probably within 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then I started writing Dingle Carrot probably 6 months later.
So you just like boom, boom, boom. With the now you've been writing for 8 years. Are you writing quicker?
Definitely writing quicker. So, and I guess I also have more free time now to write. I mean, the pandemic has actually helped my writing a lot because I don't leave my house most days. But I used to agonize over every word and write a sentence and then delete the whole thing and then start again.
We can't do that. We can't do that.
No.
Now that you're writing, give me a little insight. I'll give you mine, and then you can compare or tell me how you. When I write, number one, I don't plan, I don't plot, I just sit down and write. But also, I don't keep going back. I don't reread what I've read, what I've written. The other thing I do is because I have a goal of 1,000 words a day, which lately I've not been doing, which is really bad. But I try and do 1,000 words a day. I'll only read the last 1,000 words I've written. I don't keep, reread, because otherwise I find myself changing everything around. I'll read the last 1,000 words, recap what I wrote, should have been the day before or maybe last week or however my writing is going. And I won't reread the whole thing until I'm finished. That's how I do it.
I'm very, very similar. So I have a general idea of what I want to do and what's going to happen. And then I start writing. Right. And I end up trying to write a little bit before work. And sometimes if I, take a break during the day, I'll write. And then on the weekends, I'll do a nice big chunk of time and I will read the last chapter. But usually I don't even read the last chapter. If I end up in the middle of a chapter, because I often run out of time and then I have to go back, then I reread that chapter. And then when I'm done, I reread the whole thing and then put in more details and clean it up, unless I know that I changed something.
Right. Now, do you send it out to an editor?
I send it up to an editor, yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, me too. I need more than one pair of eyes on my work.
Yeah, and you don't want to read anything I wrote with my spelling if there wasn't an editor. I missed the month of first grade and my spelling has never been the same.
We love our editors, don't we?
They are the best.
Here's a question from Bambi. Do you have plot or characters first for your books?
That's a hard one. I think the plot sometimes. So in Plan B, it was the plot. Then in Plan C, it was the character.
It switches from book to book.
Right. So in Go On Girl, it was the plot. And then the characters just kind of came as a byproduct.
Okay. All right.
I jump back and forth.
Yeah, I cannot plot. I tried plotting. I think it was my book Eve, and it just went in totally the opposite direction. I said, okay, I'm not going to try that again.
Yeah, because you need them to talk to you.
You do, exactly. That's exactly the reason why. And I just let them tell me how this. And the one I'm writing now is the Sabella series, and it's Jill. And each subcategory of book one is getting their own story. That wasn't my intention, but the characters are telling me, hey, we all need our own story. But Jill was stubborn. I could not get the story out of her. And finally, she's finally letting me know what's going on.
Well, that's what's happening with me right now. So in the first 3 books, there was one mom that was kind of like the villain. But now I'm telling her story and I'm doing it like a twist. So you kind of almost, after you read it, you go, wait a minute, that's what really happened? Because it's like that game of telephone. Everyone has their own side of the story and their own perspective. But now she's telling her tale and it was not what you pictured from all the other books.
I love stories like that, the total surprise.
And that's hard to do after you meet someone so bad in all these other books.
It is. And what I did in a couple of my books is I showed a couple of the same scenes in 2 books, but from the perspective of 2 different characters. I did that in the Sabella series with Eve and Claire. You'll see that the stories overlap it goes to a scene from Eve into Claire, but it's from another character's perspective and how they felt at that scene. And that was kind of interesting to do because it's something I hadn't done before, but I liked it. I did.
It's fun.
You like that before?
But that's what I do in this series.
That is what you do.
Yeah, so Go On Girl, Mom Jeans, and Mom Rules are all taking place during the same school year.
Okay. All right. So
there's a lot of overlap. Mom Boss was a prequel. So it went back in time.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun because now you know where the women are to put them where they were 5 years ago.
And do you know how many books are going to be in the series? Do you have any idea?
No, I really have no clue.
Book 4 right now, right?
What?
Book 4.
Book 4, and I say that that's going to be my last one, but I already have.
You know better.
I wrote a scene over the weekend, and I went, "Oh my God, this could be like a whole new
book
cast of PTA moms."
Now, when you finish with this series, you have another series in the works?
No, I usually don't know what I'm writing till I finish a book and then I start. Like I had no intention of writing the 4th book. I thought I was going to be done after the 3rd. And then this one character just kept on like talking to me. You have to tell my story. You have to tell my story. Yeah. I'm telling it.
There you go. Karen Wright is saying, I can't wait to pick up your book.
Yay.
Yay. And then we have a question here from Gloria. Did you ever rewrite a whole chapter because it didn't feel right?
Oh, did I ever rewrite a whole 3 chapters because it didn't feel right?
I hate doing that. I hate doing a rewrite because it's like, God, I spent a whole afternoon on this chapter. I don't want to throw it away, but we do.
It's the worst.
I hate it. I do. And
or when you write a whole chapter and then your editor says, no, this really doesn't do anything for the story.
Oh, if your chapter needs more, I'm like, oh.
I'm like, please, I like that.
But when they point things out to you, you do appreciate it. It's just like, oh man.
Yeah. In concept, you appreciate it, but you're like, oh.
Yeah.
My heart.
Yeah, exactly. This is usually a hard question, and I don't expect you to just have one. But as far as authors go, who inspires you, or what do you tend to read when you're not writing?
Again, Jen Lancaster was who inspired me to write. So I think she's my biggest inspiration. And I am probably the most eclectic reader. So I kind of jump all around and I'll read a lot of suspense or thrillers. I love serial killers. But then I'll go to something like really light and, very rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go to like memoirs, and then I'll go to historic fiction. I just really bounce.
Yeah, I love historical fiction. My issue is I don't have enough time to read. Before I took up writing, I read all the time, of course. Mm-hmm. Now it's a balancing act. Do I write or do I read? And of course, writing always wins.
Yeah, well, I tend to write more in the winter and then read more in the summer because I love being outside, being by a pool, being by a beach, and I can't sit still. So I will just read all summer long and then write all winter long.
That's a good plan. That's a good one. That makes sense to me. I should try that.
It's fun.
My place to read is in the bathtub. And if it's a good book, if it's a good book, I take a lot of baths.
I know. I just took a book out from the library and I was afraid I wasn't going to finish it in time. And I took a lot of baths last week.
It's the only place where it's quiet. The dogs are not in my lap. The husband's watching TV. He's like, okay, I'm in that. Mm-hmm. And then, if it's a good book, I'll be soaking for a couple of hours. Not. Hey, you okay in there? Yes, leave me alone.
I come out of the bathtub. My face is beet red because I have it really warm.
Yeah, it's got to be super hot. Super hot. Yeah, exactly.
And then I have the window open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do not disturb is what I need to put on the bathroom door. Here's another question for you from Judy Morris. Have you ever thought of writing a psychological thriller?
Yes, yeah. I have.
Have we got one in up here that might be coming?
We have the opening. We have the opening scene of what happens. I just don't have anything more than that. And what scares me is that I don't plot. So I don't think I could write a psychological thriller without plotting it out.
You have to plot, I think, with those. And you also said you love the mob, you love the mafia. Do any of your books have those?
No.
Are you going to write a mafia book, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, what's your obsession with the mob and the mafia? What do you find intriguing about them? Just the TV?
Just the whole thing, I guess. I don't know. I always was drawn to like Goodfellas and The Godfather and all of that. The history of it.
Right.
From, Prohibition, the bootlegging, Al Capone. I mean, fun fact, I had the paperwork to sit for the FBI exam when I graduated college.
Really?
Mm-hmm. My dad was a correction officer, and I think I always just was very interested in law enforcement and crime. And when I graduated college, I graduated with an accounting degree. I was sitting for the CPA exam, and one of the requirements is to be an accountant with an accounting degree. And I had the paperwork. And the only reason I didn't do it was at the time I was not in good shape. I wore a scoliosis brace for like 5 years of my high school life, and I couldn't run a 10-minute mile. I could do it now at 47, but I couldn't do it at 21, and that stopped me from doing it. So I think that's kind of why I also loved the whole.
You look your age. I've never guessed your age.
Oh, really?
You look a lot younger. Yes, you do.
Thank you.
Good for you. Yes, very good for you. Judy Meyer says, here we go. Put it up. Have either of you read The Moonshiner's Daughter? Great book. That is on my reading list, but I haven't read it yet. Have you read that one?
I haven't read it yet either.
Yeah, I've seen it and it's gotten good reviews, but I've never seen it. I'm not sure if it's a thriller. I'm not sure of the genre for that one. When you're not writing, what are you doing? I know you have a day job or another job, but like hobbies or when you just...
I cook a lot. I love to cook. I love to entertain, which, I'm not doing much of that anymore.
No.
We still cook as if we're entertaining. So I cook in bulk. I've been known to make, 6 trays of eggplant parm on a Saturday night and just put in the freezer.
You're ambitious.
Yeah. I'm a little bit obsessive compulsive. I actually like doing puzzles.
Oh, me too. Me too. I love puzzles. I'm not sure if you're in my group, but I put puzzles in every day. I do one in the morning for I call it coffee and puzzle time.
Mm-hmm.
I schedule them, but I do a crossword puzzle or a word search or number search.
I love those stuff.
I do too. And my readers seem to like them and I love them. So it's part of me, it's part of my group. And then in the afternoon, I do a jigsaw puzzle online in the group.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to check that out. I'm doing a jigsaw puzzle right now. It's the hardest puzzle I've ever done in my entire life.
I have one. You can't. Well, up there is where I do my writing. It's a lot up here. And up there on the floor, it's probably full of dust right now. I started a jigsaw puzzle about 6 months ago. And I don't know how you do your puzzles, but I always do the edges first. That's how I do them. Always all the pieces. So I spend hours doing, sorting all the pieces into the similar colors, sorting all the edges. And then I'm like, what am I doing? I have books to write.
I don't usually do the edges, but this one I had to, maybe after 2 weeks, I had to start doing the edges. Lots of times I do 2,000 piece puzzles. This one's only 1,000, and it is just
hard.
It's so hard. It's part of a COVID series, which is really kind of cool. And this one is Wine Time, and it is probably 500 wine bottles, but they all have that greenish, brownish color.
Now you must have another room where you can lay out the jigsaw puzzle and you can just go in that room and do the puzzle and then leave. See, I don't have that. I'd have to put it on the dining room table and get it done in a week.
I go into the office. The office is the puzzle room.
Oh, there you go.
We
have a tiny house where my sister comes from England. She stays in the tiny house, and there is a dining room table there, but it's cold. I mean, we're in the mountains, and tonight it's going to be 31 or something like that. I'd have to light the wood burner, be away from the rest of the house. It's no.
Nah, that's not enough fun.
Yeah.
And it's not that good.
Yeah. And I told myself, well, I could just put it all back in the box. And I'm like, well, no, that's like 3 hours of work just down the tube, sorting. So it's sitting up there, and I don't know when I'll get to it. But
well, I'm having fun with it.
Do you do anything with the puzzles after you've done them?
No, I put them back in the box and I redo them.
Do you? Because what I tend to do is I get a corkboard, like from Michael's, and I get the size of the puzzle. Glue the puzzle to that, and it's a bulletin board for your messages.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and you glue the puzzle, you put it on the back of the bulletin board. I mean, glue it to the bulletin board, and like if I have a friend that likes Jack Russell Terriers, I'll find a puzzle for that and make it and give it to him as a gift. Birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I don't do it as much as I used to, but yeah, 10, 15 years ago, I used to find out, what do you like? What do you like? What do you like? I'll find those puzzles, and they all got these boards. So.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And then a few of them I've just glued and framed, just in a regular poster frame. I just don't like to put them back in the box. It's like,
I know, but then you get to do them again. And if
I don't think I ever would, though.
What?
I don't think I'd do them again.
Wow.
That's the thing. That's the
thing. I've done the same puzzle like 4 times already.
Oh, really? Oh, well. So yeah, okay. I got to have a new one each time. Here's Raina. Look what she said. She's the one near you.
Oh. I know. She's right next door.
Yeah.
I probably have bumped into you a million times.
That is such a small world. You guys got to have coffee, and you got to take a picture together.
That would be really cool.
I want to see it. I wanted to see who else. Let me see your books again for someone that came in a little later. This is her latest series, Go On Girl. This is book 1. Now these are a book 2 2 book series.
These are old covers, though.
These are old covers. And then the standalone. That is your first book, correct?
It's your first book.
Was that based on your husband? Yeah. What did he think about that?
He doesn't like this book.
Oh, he doesn't like the book? Better Endings I have a 2 series, but the Tammy Mello series is based on my life. And Better Endings. Excuse me?
I was reading the back of it online.
Oh, okay. But Dwayne in there is my husband. And I had to have him read it, before I went public with it. And he liked the way I saw him, so he's okay with it.
It's really funny. My husband is not a reader. He's read 6 books since I married him, since I met him, and those 6 are mine.
And so what's the last part?
They're mine. He's only read my books.
He's read. Yeah, my husband will only read how-to books. Oh. Anything to do with Harley Davidsons. He can read anything to do with how to build a motor or how to build a bike, but they're all how-to books. The only books he's read in this fiction are mine, just like you.
Same thing.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Let me see. I wanted to scroll down and see who else is here.
Paulina, definitely.
Yeah, there we go, right there.
That would be really cool.
I want the picture. So you're back east in New York. Are you in the snowstorm? Did you get that snowstorm?
Yeah, we got a lot of snow for us. It was probably almost a foot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. I don't remember a snowstorm like that in a long time.
Yeah, I saw pictures of Raina's yard. She got a lot of snow. So I'm assuming if you're in the same neighborhood, you got it too. And where I live, we're at 5,000 feet. This time last year, we had 4 feet of snow. I was snowed in for 5 days.
Wow.
Today, the temperature was 65.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you're getting our weather.
I was shocked how much snow. It just kept on snowing.
Wow, crazy. I do want to read, I have it here on my phone, the description that Amazon has of your first book in your latest series, which is called, you held it up, Go On Girl, Forest River PTA Moms Book 1. So this is the description in Amazon, and it's on Kindle, it's on paperback everywhere. Hold on, excuse me. But you can get it only in Kindle Unlimited. Okay, all right, so let's do the description. Executive wife and mother of an outgoing first grader, Sydney Clayton, crushes her day-to-day obligations at work, but flounders in the cutthroat world of parental politics. She manages to avoid the local drama until she's faced with an ultimatum. join the Forest River PTA, or risk her daughter becoming a social outcast. Sydney reluctantly becomes treasurer and takes the recently vacated position of the president's sidekick. If protecting the children's freedom of speech, one best friend, wait a minute, read that again. If protecting the children's freedom of speech, one best friend ban at a time isn't complicated enough, Sydney and her husband receive an unexpected offer for their house they don't think they can refuse. Embroiled in the deception and manipulation rifled among the elementary school moms, Sydney struggles. Should she sell the home she worked so hard to build in a town where betrayal runs rampant, or should she stay put to avoid the fallout from uprooting her child? As Sydney focuses on what is best for her daughter and lets go of her judgment, she finds friendship and can develop in very unexpected ways. The warm, witty, and wise go-on girl dramatizes the dilemmas of life in the suburbs and the bonds shared by women. I like that.
Thank you.
Did you write this?
I
Did you
did.
write the description? I like that. Now, because it's a series and you go book 1, book 2, book 3, are the same characters in each book?
The same characters in each book. So it takes place, it centers on different PTA mom stories. So the first book is Sydney's story and her friendship with the president, Jackie. Then there is a different mom, Claire, who everyone thought they knew Claire's story, but they were wrong. So that is the second book. It's Mom Jean's. Everyone thought Claire was stepping out on her husband and being unfaithful, but they were wrong.
Okay.
They was feeding the rumor mills. And then Mom Boss goes back 5 years to when the PTA president first had a child who entered kindergarten, and she knew nothing. She was very naive, and she clawed her way to the PTA top. And it ends with her having a fight with her best friend. And Mom Rules is her best friend's story.
Wow. Now, do you have children in school? Do you have kids in school?
I have no children.
You have no children, but you write about PTAs and moms. Wow.
I have a lot of friends with kids.
Yeah, I see that. What was I going to say? Okay. When you write your books, is there any kind of message that you want to portray to your readers, or when they finish the book, what do you want them to walk away with? Any kind of messages in your books, or just fun, witty, enjoyment, entertainment?
Mostly fun and witty and entertainment, but there's usually a message, and it's usually that not everything is how it appears, and you really don't know what's really going on until you're part of the story.
And probably with that too, you don't really know your friends that well. You see the surface, and then
right. I mean, like that's what happens so much in these books. You know, is this person really truly my friend? Have I really been honest? Did I show my true self, or did I, cover up everything and portray what I wanted people to believe, or did I show the real me? And that was very similar in Plan B and Plan C. There was all the women, wore one of the lines I had in it. Beatrice's boyfriend called her makeup her war paint, because she hid behind
her makeup.
Behind her makeup to portray this perfect person. And that's when her daughter really realized that how much her mother loved this man, because it was the first time she saw her mom without makeup.
Without makeup. Ah, I like that.
Yeah. So there's always like messages like that.
Yeah. Never believe what you see all the time.
Which is why I'm having so much fun with Mom Rules.
I love it. And you said you might have a book 5. You're not sure yet.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to write a book? Do you set yourself goals, or do you just do it until it's done?
I just do it until it's done. I keep an Excel spreadsheet that tracks each day I write and how many words I write.
Oh, you need it. I mean, I do that. I write down my books, but they're in a spiral notepad.
Oh no, I have an Excel spreadsheet. But I'm an accountant, so
there you go. That's why
I'm in Excel. We're like this.
Yeah, and it says word count. I'm a pen and paper person. I really am. You know, my dad was a writer, and I mentioned it in one of my other interviews, and he's like, I don't know how he wrote his first 3 books on a typewriter. I couldn't imagine, you know, imagine making corrections. If you send it to the editor, just the book is mind-boggling that you have to go through to correct everything.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I end up having to take 2 laptops when I make edits. I take like my iPad or I take my husband's laptop because just going back and forth between screens makes me crazy.
I know. I just could not imagine. But no, I'm a spiral notepad, and it says work count on the front, and I put a date on one side and work count on the next on the other side. And I put a book, and then I can look back and see, you know, how long. But usually a book, it depends on what I'm writing. The Time and Mellow series takes a lot longer. It's a bigger book, like 300 plus pages. That would take me from the minute I start writing it to it's completely ready to go, everything's done, about a year. But the other one I can do anywhere from 6 to 8 months.
Wow.
It's a shorter book. You don't have a time frame though. You just write.
I just kind of do it, and whatever, and I don't force it. So I could write every single day for 2 months, and then I could put it down for a month. You know, so it's just, and I don't really give myself the pressure of having it done. And however it works, it works.
Yeah, I mean, a few of my books are put on pre-order, but I'm kind of backing down from that because to me that's pressure.
But see, I like that. I have mine on pre-order too, and that you have a year.
I know, but I know. And you can always push it back too. I think, can you push it back? You can.
You can, but with penalties.
Yeah. I mean, the last pre-order I think I did like 4 months in advance. But you have a year. That's true. It's true. But
It keeps me honest.
What's that?
It keeps me honest. Like I feel like I have to write.
That's true.
As opposed to just doing a jigsaw puzzle or cooking lasagna.
Yeah. There you go. But they scare me sometimes. I might use them some more. Let me just see something up here. I thought I saw another question for you. Tina, wow, like a book birth.
It's true.
It's true. It is. You've been writing 8 years?
Yes.
And that was when your first book was published?
So probably longer. My first book was published in 2013. So it was probably longer. So maybe 10 years.
Okay.
I'm not that good in math either.
Okay. I thought I saw another question for you. So you like cooking, you like to be outdoors, when you're not writing. Anything else?
Baths.
We both decided that we both like baths. Anything else? You like to cook. Do you grow any of your own vegetables?
Oh my God. This year I had my garden for the first time.
Isn't it fun?
It's so much fun.
I love it. And it tastes so much better.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
So good. I grew so many tomatoes and so much basil, which is now why I'm making so much tomato sauce.
Because of the basil. I just pulled my last crop and it was carrots. And usually I'm done growing by now because of our weather. But it's been so warm that I ended up planting a crop of carrots in August. I thought, we should get a mild winter.
Wow.
I know. So
I started small. I just did peppers, jalapenos, string beans, tomatoes, basil. I killed the cilantro. The cucumbers were a fail.
I can't.
I was a fail.
Cucumbers one year and they didn't turn out that good. The other thing I can't grow is broccoli.
That would be really good to grow.
I love broccoli, but I know you're supposed to water it from the root, not on top, because that's where the mildew goes.
Oh.
It goes inside the crown, the water, and it'll sit there. So they always say water broccoli from the bottom, from the stem. But then when my grandkids come up and they water, they just, throw it everywhere. But I hear that mildew will grow if you put it in the crown. But I've failed with broccoli, but I'd love to grow it.
I would love to grow it. I live on broccoli. It's like the official vegetable of this household.
Yeah, top with cheese. Got to have cheese on top, though.
Well, anything with cheese.
Okay, here's a question for you. It says Facebook user because they're watching it from my group.
Okay.
The group is private, and if they don't click on the link at the comments to let StreamYard reveal their name, it comes up as Facebook user. Hilary, don't you feel too much pressure? It sounds like you are forcing yourself to write. I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't think so.
We write when we have that urge. We don't write every day. I mean, I try to write every day, and I think sometimes I am forcing it.
But it's also, it's like exercise. So if you don't do it, it's harder to do it the next day.
Yeah, it's like, I have my grandkids up for the weekend, and then today I had a full day. So the last time I actually sat down and wrote was Friday. And I kind of lose contact with the book if I don't write every day. And the characters are like, well, fine, I'm going to shut up for a while if you're not going to be here with me. And that's the kind of, feeling that I get. And then tomorrow I'm not going to write because I haven't started my Christmas shopping yet.
Christmas is in 2 days.
I know. So I'm going to go Christmas shop. I have to work in the morning. And then after work, I'm going to go shopping. And I told my husband I'm not coming home until I'm done.
That's fun.
That's all I can do.
Well, are you going to buy yourself presents?
Huh?
Are you going to buy yourself any presents?
No, just the grandkids and the husband and the son and my daughter-in-law.
See, you're good. I can't buy presents without buying myself a present.
Really?
I always buy myself a present.
I could do that, really. Huh? I should. But yeah, that, and then my best friend, of course, that comes over on Christmas. So I do have my list, but I have no gifts yet. And then Wednesday, I'll probably spend all day wrapping. And then Thursday's Christmas Eve. So I got to get back to my book soon.
Yeah, but they'll percolate. Sometimes they need to be left alone, the characters.
They do. They need to percolate. They need to get their story together so they can tell me. So I'm going to go with that. Look what Gloria says. I can grow cactus here. That's about it. I do know people who have elevated gardens. Maybe I'll try. That's what I have. I have grow boxes. I do have grow boxes. So that's what I grow them in. But let's get back to your book. We'll hear about your book. I get sidetracked a lot. But what I like about my chats is I don't have a script. I just like to chat like we're in my home, having a cup of coffee, talking about your books, but also talking about life and what we do as authors. So, people get to know us as people. But back to your books. You say you have a website.
But it's really not that updated.
Not that updated, but we know you're on Facebook. Where else can we find you?
I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, and I just started a TikTok account, though I don't know what I'm doing with it yet.
I haven't even been on that account. I've never even stepped foot in it, I guess I would say. Is it basically just short little videos?
It's short little videos, a lot of dancing, which you will not see me do. It's kind of hard to navigate, and the sound just kind of jumps out of your phone as soon as you log on, so you can't do it when you're not supposed to be doing it.
So the only thing, I mean, to post anything, it has to be a video.
A video or, video.
Just video only, more like 30 seconds, or is it short?
30 seconds, something like that. So far, I'm just learning, so I haven't done anything where I'm speaking.
Are you going to use it for your books? Is that what you
Yeah, I've been using it for my book. So I have, one of me, I made a video of me holding it by the pool. I had one of my cat swatting her toy, and I said, this is me when I get mad at my characters.
Wow, I'm going to have to check it out. I mean, I keep seeing, now there's another one called Parler. That's another social media. And I say to myself, how many social media platforms does one need? I mean, it is. I have Twitter, but I'm never there. I don't get Twitter. I mean, I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, pretty much. And Pinterest. I do like Pinterest. Do you do Pinterest? I
set it up, but I really never.
If you ever get onto Pinterest, I do have an author board for authors, readers, and books. And it's really big right now. I think I have about 18,000 pins. It's a collaborative board.
Oh, wow.
About 2,000 members. So if you want to, if you start picking up on your Pinterest, let me know and I'll add you to the board.
Okay, cool.
I'm not in it as much as I should be myself, but it is a busy board. So
There's not enough time to do everything.
listen, and I keep hearing about TikTok. I'm like, one day, and then I'm asking myself, well, what could I use it for? Use Instagram. I try and go in there at least once a day just to post a picture, but Facebook is where I basically am.
And I like Facebook better because you could do everything from your computer. I don't like doing everything from my phone.
Yeah, that's one thing about Instagram. You can't do much except browse the website, which I don't
But you
understand.
could, if you use Buffer, you could post from Buffer.
I've never heard of Buffer.
Oh, really?
Never. Buffer? B-U.
Buffer. Buffer.
Okay.
It's a social media scheduling tool. You would love it. If you post all these things on your groups.
I do. I schedule them, but I schedule them myself. Like I spend an hour for the whole week scheduling all my posts.
You could schedule in this platform, and it could go to Twitter, it could go to Instagram, it could go to Facebook.
I'll have to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it has analytics, so you could see if you had clicks or not.
Oh, well, I'm going to buffer.com. B-U-F-F-E-R. I've never heard of it. Okay.
Huge fan.
I can't believe how much the time goes by when I do these chats.
It really flies.
I know they fly by, but you did say you want to do a giveaway.
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna hand it over to you, and you can talk about your giveaway and see what we have.
Okay, so I don't know how you do the giveaways, but I was thinking of doing a giveaway of 3 copies of the audiobook for Go On Girl.
The audio?
The audio.
Oh, nice. Wow. Okay. Usually how we do it is it's the people that are here, with us live, watching the video, they're spending their time with us. Once we go away from live, where it says Facebook user, their names will appear. It's just because we're live, they're not showing it. And just you know how to go back to the video after we've gone live, correct? You know how to find it?
On your Facebook page.
On my Facebook page or in my group or on YouTube, but probably my author page will be the easiest.
Okay.
Just scroll through and pick your winners.
Okay.
And then you can either message me, whatever is easiest for you, message me your winners tonight, tomorrow morning. It's entirely up to you.
Okay.
Or announce them yourself in my group.
Okay. Sounds
good.
I'll
leave entirely up to you, but 3 audiobooks for 3 lucky winners tonight. And after we've gone live, you can feel free to leave all your links in the comments where people can find your books.
How do I do that?
What's that?
How do I do that?
Leave your links?
Yeah, how do I comment?
After we've gone live.
I'm afraid to touch anything.
No, don't do it now. After we go live, go back to the video.
Oh,
okay. Replay, and then you'll see the comments, just like any other Facebook post, and just leave whatever links you want in the comments.
That I can handle.
Can you handle that one? And then that's where also you're going to pick your winners. Just scroll down the comments, pick your winners, and like I said, you can either message me your winners. Okay, I want to ask, with audio, is it US only or worldwide? I don't know.
I could do US or UK.
US or UK only. Okay, that works. All right, sounds good. And I think we are almost done, but thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
I love meeting new authors. I love finding new books to read, and you are a new author to me.
And you are to me. I checked out your books over the weekends, and you're on my list.
Yay! And I really do want to read this last series of yours. I don't read enough witty books, so the fact that your books are witty and these, what we're going through right now with COVID and we need humor.
We need humor, and that's when I was writing Mom Boss. That was the quickest book I've ever written in my entire life. And it was so good because it took me out of the COVID stress and the COVID worry and the COVID craziness. And it was such a great escape.
Yeah. And that's why I want to read them, is because they just takes you away from what's going on. I mean, I don't watch the news anymore. I just can't. It's so depressing.
I can't stop.
You start, you're watching the news?
I Google it. I read it.
You read it?
I read it. I don't watch it on TV, but I can't stop.
Yeah, I just can't. And then the election drove me nuts, and we're not going into that one. But anyways, I do. We're not even going to get into politics. We're done. Teresa says, glad to meet another new author. You're new to her. They're all saying thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you, Hilary.
Thank you for having me. And Rena, we're going to definitely have coffee.
And I want that picture. I want to see the picture of you two together. That is so cool. All right, guys. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hilary.
Thank you for having me.
And I will sign off.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.